I'm Keith Cross with MMORPG.com, and I'm here talking to Todd Harris, the executive producer of Global Agenda. Hey, Todd.
Hey, Keith. It's good to be here.
All right. And I guess for people who aren't familiar with Global Agenda, can you give us a little brief rundown of what's the game all about?
Sure. Global Agenda is a sci-fi action MMO. So basically, you create a special agent character, and you're engaged in a high-tech, futuristic struggle to control limited territory and resources on a future Earth.
Okay. And it's a little different from other MMOs because it's got the manual targeting. It's very FPS feel.
That's right. Yeah, it's very different from MMOs. It can be kind of hard to classify it sometimes. But basically, the combat system is derived from standard modern multiplayer shooters. So it feels a lot like a shooter. You're freely aiming the reticule, but we also add melee. We have 100 other devices that are futuristic besides just firearms, like holographic decoys and deployable turrets. And importantly, we have jetpacks, as you saw, because you got to play with one. And that enables people to fight from rooftop to rooftop, which is a lot of fun.
Okay. The MMO elements of this game, it's a persistent world. You have a persistent character.
That's exactly right.
I guess, could you tell us more about that? And the territorial control, I guess, that'd be the topic.
Yes,
yeah.
That's right. So from a traditional RPG standpoint, there's a skill system, and your character advances in both skills and unlocks weapons and acquires those weapons from vendors over time. And for us, the RPG system, in addition to getting more powerful, you really get more versatile. As you saw, a high-level character can unlock a lot more devices than a new character, which gives you more choices on how you want to equip in battle, but that still lets a new player be competitive with an experienced player. So the RPG system is real important, and then you touched on territory control, which, as I said, is really a big differentiator for us because player-created groups, which we call agencies, compete for these limited number of territories and resources in the world. So I can choose to acquire or conquer your territory. I can choose what sort of building I want to put on that territory, whether I'm going to go for a resource collection or more of a military strategy, and really try to dominate an entire region, almost like you're playing a big board game of Risk, except instead of throwing dice, we're in there shooting each other and jetpacking around.
Okay. The game looks, well, I was just playing it a few minutes ago, so clearly you guys are pretty far along. But what stage are you guys in right now?
Yeah, good question. We started the studio in the game in 2005, so we do have quite a bit of development behind it. It was built on Unreal 3 engine, which gave us a good head start, and has been great for our artists as far as producing great-looking characters. Right now we're in closed alpha testing, so we have a group of about 1,000 folks that are playing the game regularly over the internet with ourselves and engaged on our forums and giving us great feedback, and that process has been going very well. So we're planning for closed beta right now. We're trying real hard to make that happen in the second quarter, which would be before June. We'll see if we can do that, but that's the goal. And if that goes well, we'd like to release the game before the end of the year.
Okay. So typical MMOs are well, most of them are class-based systems. Some of them are skill-based. And FPSs have been sort of moving in that direction as well. So what's Global Agenda's take on classes? What have you guys got to offer on that front?
That's a good question. So the player agents can acquire new skills and devices, but we do limit the combination of devices by class. So we have 4 basic classes or archetypes that define what set of skills the player can bring with them at any one time. As a player agent, I actually can have multiple roles that I'm playing and leveling up these multiple roles or classes independently, but I can't mix and match them between the classes. So specifically, for us, it's about an assault class, a recon class, medic class, and robotics classes. Each one of those has a set of skills and devices for them. So assault typically has the ability to absorb the most damage or deal out the most damage in AoE.
Right.
Medic, of course, being a support class, although for us, a medic can actually spec to be a poison medic and do a lot of direct damage. They can choose to heal a single ally or multiple allies. There's a lot of flexibility there. Recon is the most spy of our spy-fi genre. I can go stealth, I can sneak behind enemy lines, I can plant bombs or mines, and I can also snipe, but I can't do all of that at the same time. Again, I have to choose. And finally, robotics is one of the more unique classes, certainly compared to other MMOs. I can build turrets, force fields. I can actually, it's our pet class, so I can have droids that follow me around and help, and I can also have remote control robots where I actually inhabit them and take over those controls, and that gives a very different play experience.